Tony Tonedeaf, the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded, and ladies and gentlemen, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now. Welcome back to the Clown World Review. We are a new channel, so please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can grow together. Our third episode of the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series is entitled A Thing About Rats and is written by David Weiss and Patty Howitt. The scene fades into Splinter resting from being abducted the night before. Raphael mentions Shredder will pay for this, and Donatello says he'll pay by turning Splinter back into a human being. They set out to find the Technodrome, leaving April to tend to Splinter. We switch to the Technodrome, drilling an upwards path to the Earth's surface, allowing the Shredder to enter a safe house undetected by authorities or the Turtles. He sends a fleet of drones to find a new source of technical equipment. Now, this is the series debut of Baxter Stockman. The scientist is giving a demonstration of his Mouser to the owner of a pest control company, promising that the Mouser will kill all rats in the city. The owner takes offense to this and accuses Stockman of trying to run him out of business by killing all the rats. He then kicks Baxter out of the building, where Shredder is ready and waiting to employ the scientist for his own rat problem. A quick check-in with the Turtles shows that they are frustrated and unable to find any clues to the whereabouts of the Technodrome. Back with the bad guys, Baxter has followed Shredder to the safe house, where Shredder orders him to start working on a master control for a fleet of Mousers that Shredder plans on building. Exact replicates of Baxter's Mouser, just a lot bigger for a bigger rat. In the Technodrome, Krang summons Shredder again to bitch at him about providing the brain with a body. The conversation is similar to their last episode's conversation, except instead of helping Shredder with his rat problem and with his turtle problem, Krang hopes Shredder fails time and time again until he has no choice but to provide Krang with what he desires, a body. Shredder leaves Krang's room, and the Mousers are shown in the production line with 12 already finished. Shredder can't wait for the rest of the fleet and programs the 12 Mousers to find Hamato Yoshi. We are then back at the sewer lair, where April tells Splinter she hasn't been home since she met him and the Turtles, and she needs to go home, doll up, shower, feel like a girl again. And as soon as she steps out of the door, the Mousers burrow in and surround Master Splinter. The Mousers begin to overwhelm Splinter when the Turtles rush in to save their sensei. Shredder had the Mousers replicated to a larger scale, but the detail remained the same, including Baxter Stockman's name printed on the foot of the Deathbots, making the Turtles decide to seek Baxter out. Splinter suggests they use April's journalistic skills to find Stockman, so they head towards April's apartment. Now, Uncle Phil is pissed that the initial 12 robots are out of commission, and he then mentions another 1,200 are soon to be on their way. The Turtles arrive at April's apartment as she's getting out of the shower, and we get a sweet shot of cleavage. You know, I don't think the cleavage was a mistake either. I think April's harboring some serious emotional baggage, and further proof of that is the fucking freezer full of pizzas that Michelangelo stumbles into. And seriously, she hasn't been home, she hasn't met the Turtles, it's not like she knew they were dropping in. How is her button not blazing when she boo-boos? Why do you have all that pizza, girl? April pulls some info up on Baxter Stockman as the Turtles trash and flood April's apartment. Back in the safe house, Baxter attempts to leave after completing his project, but Shredder sends some foot soldiers to take the scientists out for what he already knows of the foot. Shredder then sends the 1,200 Mousers to seek out Splinter, the Turtles, and April. The foot soldiers confront Stockman at his door, but the Turtles are waiting and take the bad guys out. The Turtles tie Baxter Stockman up to a light pole and interrogate him, and Baxter eventually talks and informs them that Shredder has a legion of Mousers, and he gives the Turtles the location of the safe house. They take Baxter's vehicle and run to save April and Splinter from the Mousers. In a scene very similar to earlier, the Mousers then burrow their way into April's apartment and overwhelm her and Splinter, but again the Turtles make the save just in time. Unfortunately, the Mousers did eat through the foundation of April's apartment, and the Turtles and April and Splinter had to make a daring escape as April's apartment came crashing down down in rubble. The good guys make their way to the safe house where Michelangelo sneaks in but is soon caught by Shredder at gunpoint and tied up. Shredder sends the remaining army of Mousers after Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Splinter, and April, while Michelangelo would be forced to watch his family get eaten alive. I mean, Shredder is evil. Yeah, this is god-awful, but Michelangelo is able to make the save. Why? Because Krang then sneaks into the room and unties Michelangelo and gives him the location of the Master Control. When all seems hopeless for our protagonist, Michelangelo confronts the Shredder, dodges his blaster shots, and makes Shredder inadvertently destroy his own Master Control. Now, I would have thought the Mousers would have just keeled over and died, but no, instead it reversed their target and they came eating through the safe house and chasing Shredder, who then got back into the Technodrome, made his escape, but the safe house came crashing down much like April's apartment with Michelangelo still inside. The group searches through the rubble to find their turtle brother, and luckily they find Michelangelo safe under some wood. Donatello mentions that Baxter Stockman's van is full of surveillance gear and mentions the turtles rigging it for their own needs and to help him find the Shredder. So the gang go ahead and jumps in Baxter's van, takes it for themselves, because that's how it works in a world with mutant turtles. And episode 3 ends with Michelangelo sounding like a conspiracy theorist after he tries to describe Krang to the turtles, Splinter, and April, but they believe he's finally had one pizza too many. Krang is such a diabolical whore, and I love it. Shredder's plan worked. The protagonists were done for. Michelangelo, again, was going to witness his father, his brothers, and his fat material be eaten alive by the man who humiliated and disgraced his father, and then turned him into a rat before killing him and his family. Talk about an ultimate victory, but Shredder didn't keep promises that he made to his allies, and it cost him his win. You hear that, kiddies? The more you know. Keep your promises. Especially to your kids. Shut up! Because that shit's half the battle. Hey, whose fucking baby is this?